Hi, my name's Dave Bronny-Hricky. I'm the Associate Dean for the School of Education at New Mexico Highlands University. Terrific experience in my personal life, I think, which led me to ultimately become a teacher, is that I lived for some of my life in Antofagasta, Chile. And I lived with a family who the head of the household, Antonio, was the dean of students at La Universidad del Norte. And when the government of Salvador Allende was overthrown um, by Augusto Pinochet in a military coup, the first thing that Pinochet did was close the universities for a year because he thought they were a hotbed of radicalism. And that act alone has made me become really in touch with democratic processes and authoritarian types of mandates and situations. It's made me highly sensitive to that. But Antonio was a special person in that he took the time and the effort really to get to know me. One of the things that I was impressed with, and I was 17 at the time, was he asked me where I was from. And I said I was from Wisconsin. And he said, well, I don't know much about Wisconsin, but I do know that the rivers that form the outline of Wisconsin makes it look like a profile of a Native American. And there's actually very few people that know that, even in Wisconsin. It's called the Indian Head Country. And the fact that he took the time to investigate that and look that up and find out something about me really impressed me, and it was the opening door to a relationship that has now lasted um, into my 50s. He, one of the things he would do is we would take a look at some of the comics and the cartoons in the newspaper, and we would talk about the social implications of those comics. For example, in the Chilean newspaper, there was Donald Duck, and he would talk about what does the rich uncle represent? Why does Donald Duck have nephews but he's not a father himself? What's the relationship between uh, an uncle and three nephews? And I found those discussions to be very mind-opening in that they were simple, they were basic, and yet they were deeply profound in terms of expanding my thinking and viewing details in a new way, that to really look at stories that people are telling and to really understand from an educational point of view what's going on, that there's always more there than meets the eye. So through the trials and tribulations of life, one of the beautiful stories, I think, is that Antonio is now 82 years old. I've returned to Chile a number of times, but one of the times I did return was for his 80th birthday, and I'm planning to go back for his wife's 80th birthday this coming fall. And through education, a wonderful and enduring friendship and love uh, has continued. And it just tells me the power of mentorship, of caring, of education, of expanding a young person's mind, and really changing a young person's life. And in that sense, I am that young person, now a lot older. And I try to remember that with the students that I teach. I've now been in education uh, 30 years, 10 years as a public school teacher, and 20 years in higher education. And I constantly try to remind myself of the lessons that Antonio taught me, and that is to care, to listen, to think about things together, to explore new realities, and that teaching really is an interpersonal interaction that may lead to life-changing events, not only economically, but also personally. Thank you for letting me share this.